Need some coins for that God Squad you've always wanted? Check out rockbottomcoins.com for the cheapest and fastest coins anywhere. Use code Zirksee at checkout for 10% off your order. And if you guys want to compete in tournaments for cash prizes, check out tourneycrypt.com.
The whole thing wobbin'.
What's going on, guys? It's Zirksee coming at you today with another YouTube video, and today we officially have details now on what this promo is actually going to be. So of course this is getting revealed today at 4 p.m. Eastern time. I'm going to go over everything that we know, and then of course once it comes out at 4 p.m. I'll drop another video for you guys explaining maybe more in detail and possibly opening up a bundle. I will say this, I'm about to upload a bundle that I recorded last night that will be up probably in about 2 hours here around 2 p.m. Eastern time. So when I'm talking about this promo, I had no idea it was coming out or what exactly was going to be in the promo just yet, so be on the lookout for that. But I do want to say thank you guys very much for all the birthday wishes today. I am by far the most baby-faced 20-year-old probably everybody knows ever. With that being said though, thank you guys very much for all the support. Thank you for all the happy birthday wishes. It has been incredible. Thank you guys very much. Let's get into talking about this promo. So, now we actually know a little bit about this and what it's going to be. I'm also going to give you guys my predictions for the 10 players. You can see now it's updated 10 years, 10 weeks, and 10 players. So, with this promo, what it is actually going to be is it is going to be one new player every single week. Now, the way that it is, it's honestly just kind of like they're doing kind of like a rebrand of the limited time legend. So the player that we get, I believe it will be every single Friday. I don't know if it'll be at 4 p.m., it'll be at 10 a.m., whatever, but it's going to be released on Friday. So it's going to be a limited time legend card released on Friday, and it will run until Monday at 10 a.m. Now, of course, this will replace the legend that's going to be on Saturday. So it's not like we get another limited time legend. So when legends come out on Saturday, we'll get 2 set legends, but the limited time legend will already be out for an additional day on that Friday. So, you know, in terms of that whole aspect of it, it doesn't really seem too amazing. But what is amazing about it is, of course, the fact that all these cards are going to be the limited time cards, and they seem to be all really, really good cards in the way they're kind of hyping this up. So it's going to be 10 players from 10 different positions, or at least 9 different positions, and 1 wild card player, which I'll go over my predictions for who I think these cards are going to be. And I just think I'm pretty correct on at least like 5 or 6 of the 10 players. I think I have to be with the majority of them. But how it's going to work, there's also going to be ultimate challenges we can complete. So every single week, on Friday, there's going to be a new challenge in the game. If you complete every single challenge every single week, you have to complete the challenges for 10 weeks, you get a fantasy pack at the end of it with every single player. Now, it's probably going to be NAT. Okay, so you can't sell it, obviously. That'd be ridiculous. That'd crash the market because this card's going to be limited time. They're going to go for a ton. But it is going to be a fantasy pack of all 10 players. Now, of course, instantly, the first thing I thought of, well, if it's a fantasy pack of all 10 players and you have to wait 2.5 months to get the pack, right? The first cards we're going to be getting, like whatever we're getting today, which honestly I'm pretty sure it's Randy Moss, because the way they were talking about it on the stream, they say you wouldn't need the new true font, so it's a wide receiver. And you guys that saw my video earlier today on the veterans, I'm pretty positive it is going to be Randy Moss. So with this promo, you can play the challenges and get that limited time card, or get, you know, a fantasy pack with all 10 limited time cards. More than likely, they'll probably end up front loading it, I'd imagine, so they give us a majority of the good cards right now. That way, later on, they'll probably still reveal some good ones later on as well, but I think we'll get like Moss right now, maybe Vic in a couple weeks, whoever else they decide to do like in a couple weeks, because that way, once we get the pack with all 10 players, you know, we'll have 93, 94 overall cards out, but the first batch of players that are coming out won't be as useful. I think that's just how they're going to do it. But still, wouldn't be a bad idea to take like a Randy Moss, because either way his power card is going to be really, really good. And I'll probably still end up taking Randy Moss unless we get some other players later down the road. They're going to be higher overall. And because this is replacing basically the Saturday limited time legend, you can expect these overalls to continuously go up with every single week. So it's not like they're going to release a 91 overall legend today, if they're even 91. I don't know if they're going to be 91, 90. And then 10 weeks later, we're still getting 91 overall players. No, they're going to be higher overall players. So I believe that's everything to do with this promo. Complete the missions, you get yourself a free pack with every single player in it, and you can get yourself a free limited time legend, and they're going to be in packs every Friday, I believe. So with that being said, I'll catch you guys later today at 4 p.m. Opening a bundle, maybe. I have to see about this next video for you guys. But let's go ahead and go over my predictions for who I think the 10 players are going to be. So like I said, they do have one player at QB, one player at halfback, one wide receiver, one tight end, one offensive lineman, one D lineman, one linebacker, one corner, one safety, and they said a wild card player. So I'll go over the wild card player that I think it's going to be with my final pick. But as you guys can see, starting off, let's go with the safety. I think it's got to be Shaun T. In my opinion, these 10 players are supposed to kind of embody Madden Ultimate Team and give us like the best players, the players that we always look forward to every single year, I'm pretty sure. So with this, it's got to be Shaun T. There's no other player I think could possibly be a free safety unless they decide to go ahead and do Ronnie Lott possibly, maybe Ed Reed, but I personally feel as though Shaun T has to be the guy. Every single year, everyone gets super excited for Sean Taylor. Personally, I love Sean Taylor. I cannot wait for him to get a card because when he does finally get an upgrade this year, 100% I'm going to be picking him up instantly. I love Sean Taylor. And of course, I'm going to be showing you guys these people's cards from last year. I'm going to be basing this off cards that were in the game last year because obviously they probably still have most of their rights. So Shaun T, this would be an incredible card and I would love to have him in the game. Now, of course, like I said, they basically revealed Randy Moss today. At least I'm pretty positive we're going to be getting Randy Moss the way they were talking about how you need Desmond Trufant. I'm pretty sure it's a wide receiver. I'm positive it's a wide receiver today. And I'm pretty sure it's Randy Moss because if you guys watched my video on the veterans this morning, they actually followed Randy Moss on Twitter today, Madden Ultimate Team, and also Billy, who's a developer working at EA. So in my opinion, I think it's got to be Randy Moss. And it makes perfect sense because obviously Moss is one of those guys that every single year people look forward to seeing, and he's one of the monsters. Now, again, like I said, after the 10 weeks, you do get to pick one of these guys up as, you know, free card. And in 10 weeks from now, if we get a 90 or 91 overall Moss, is he still going to be the best wide receiver in the game? Probably not. We just still take him for your power up? Maybe. Personally, I probably wouldn't even mind it. Now, of course, remember these guys are all going to be limited time, so regardless, all these cards are going to be pretty dang expensive, so this pack is really going to be worth to do the challenges. Now, at tight end, I feel as though there's a couple different players they could go with here. They could go with, of course, Tony Gonzalez, which is my opinion. I think they'll go with him. They could also go with Shannon Sharp. I think it's basically between Shannon Sharp and Tony G, but I feel like Tony G is kind of one of those guys that gets people excited when he's in the game. So I do believe that Tony Gonzalez will probably end up being the tight end. If you guys have any other predictions, by the way, I want you guys to comment down below who else you think we get, because obviously I could be wrong with these players. I really could be wrong with these players. So just comment down below who else you think we could get. But personally, I think Tony G would be a pretty nice card. And if I'm being completely honest here, I have no clue who they're going with at offensive line because there's so many different people they could go with. They could go with Anthony Munoz. They could go with Steve Hutchinson. Obviously, Larry Allen's already in the game. There's Willie Roaf. There's just a ton of offensive linemen they could pick from. So really, picking out an O-lineman is probably the hardest part. But if you guys have anyone that you think is like a staple for Madden Ultimate Team in terms of O-linemen, comment down below because really, I have not a single clue. Now, in terms of D linemen, there's a lot of different players that could actually go with here as well. Of course, we already have Reggie White currently in the game. We also have Michael Strahan already in the game. We already have Deacon Jones as well, already in Madden Ultimate Team. So we're down to, you know, not as many defensive linemen as I wish. You know, we do have Bruce Smith here, who is a very, very, very big possibility that we end up getting him for the limited time card, which I think this card would be pretty dang good. Besides Bruce Smith, there is, you know, Jason Taylor. There's select few other players. If you guys have any other players you think could possibly get the defensive lineman, comment down below. Of course, they could go, you know, maybe they're not even going to have some of these players in Madden 19. They're going to have Madden 20. Maybe they go way back and get the rights from someone they had in like Madden 13, Madden 14. That would be really awesome to see. But if they're basing this off of players they still have the rights to from last year, probably going to end up being Bruce Smith. Now, I think this one's probably the most obvious of all the picks, or at least one of the most obvious. At linebacker, we currently do not have a Ray Lewis card in the game, and you guys already know it's Ray Lewis. He's going to end up getting a card every single year. So I think a middle linebacker, it's between probably Brian Urlacher, Ray Lewis, and that's it. Now, of course, they did say linebacker, didn't necessarily specify as middle linebacker, but if they're going to go with linebacker, it's more than likely going to be Ray. Ray is just kind of like that dude, and of course, he was a cover athlete, so I feel like it's got to be Ray Lewis for the linebackers. Now, of course, at cornerback, I don't think there's another player that gets everyone more excited than seeing he's coming out than Deion Sanders. I think it's got to be Deion for cornerback. A lot of people, of course, you know, love Mel Blount every year when he comes out, Rod Woodson, but Deion is just on another level. Deion Sanders, every single year, is always, as soon as he comes to the game, he's the best cornerback in the game because he's got the best coverage stats. He's always the fastest corner in the game. And Deion Sanders would be an incredible pick. I almost kind of hope they wait a little bit on this one because I would love to see Deion be one of the final cards to come out. That way I can go ahead and pick him up as my free NAT one and just have Deion Sanders out there balling out. Of course, any player you guys pick from the free pack as well, you're more than likely gonna want to go ahead and power them up because if they're NAT, you're probably gonna want to keep them all year, and all these cards can be very, very good. Now, as for running back, there's also a couple different players they can decide to go with, but I feel like it's got to be Barry Sanders for running back. I mean, there's LaDainian Tomlinson, there's Eric Dickerson if they happen to have him currently under their rights. I don't know if they do. I think Barry's got to be the move here. If they're really trying to go with players that embody Madden Ultimate Team, Barry Sanders, and I have to say in Madden 20, Barry with evasive chemistry would be so ridiculous. Barry Sanders would be the best running back in the game, I feel, and this would be one card I'd actually get rid of Marcus Allen for. And without a doubt, it's got to be Mike Vick, right? Who else could it possibly be at quarterback besides Michael Vick? So obviously, I really hope Vick comes out a little bit later. I think right now he probably will end up coming out within the next... I think Vick will probably come out within the next 3 weeks. My guess, we get Moss today, maybe someone else next week, and then maybe Mike Vick right after that, or Vick after that one. I feel as though he's got to come out before October, just my personal opinion. How they always do it, he's usually one of the earlier legends in the game. So with that being said, those are 9 of my players. Now we're down to the wild card. So with the wild card, I want your guys' opinions on this, because they said it was a player they could not have without. So really, that could be Vick as the wild card, and then maybe they're going to have like another QB, like a Dan Marino or a Randall Cunningham or Dante Culpepper. I'm really not too sure who EA is actually going to go with here, but I want your guys' opinion. It sounds like it's someone really, really cool. It could be Vick, or maybe it's just someone completely out of the blue that we haven't seen in a long time, and they're completely out of my memory. But that being said, I hope you guys did enjoy the video, and if you did, smack the like button, subscribe, and comment down below what you guys think about my legend picks, and of course, who you guys think could potentially get a legend. Thank you guys very much for all the birthday wishes. Make sure you guys check out the new merch. Link is in the description. I'll see you guys next time.